I'm Ben Wikler, the chair of the Democratic Party of Wisconsin. I've spent my life working in politics, advocacy, and new media.
And now Ben Wikler has generated this headline in the Progressive Daily Kos. The most important story today, America's best hope just threw his hat into the ring. The ring is the contest to be the next Democratic National Committee chair.
Unite, fight, win. I know that together we can do it. So if you're a DNC member, I'm asking for a chance to earn your vote. And whoever you might be, go to benwikler.com and sign up to get involved. You can't wring your hands when you're rolling up your sleeves. So it's time to get to work. Let's go.
While Wikler is something of an unknown on the national political stage, his successes running the Democratic Party in Wisconsin have become legendary. In just 5 years, he literally rebuilt the state Democratic Party from the ashes. In national races, Democratic candidates like Kamala Harris have done better in Wisconsin than other swing states, and Wikler, a staunch progressive, has guided state Democratic candidates in Wisconsin to a string of victories. His DNC ad explains how.
In Wisconsin, we built a permanent campaign. We organize and communicate year-round in every corner of the state, rural, suburban, urban, red, blue, and purple areas alike. Since I've been our state party chair, we've flipped our state Supreme Court majority, re-elected our great Democratic Governor Tony Evers, and in this very tough year for Democrats nationwide, a 6-point swing towards Trump. We closed that gap to 1.5 points, making Wisconsin the closest state in the country. We sent Tammy Baldwin back for a third term in the U.S. Senate, and we flipped 14 state legislative seats that put us on track for majorities in both chambers in 2026. When the polls are within the margin of error, we win by the margin of effort. And what has made a difference in Wisconsin can make a difference everywhere.
In his ad, Wikler describes his vision for the Democratic National Committee based on his successes in Wisconsin.
We need a nationwide permanent campaign, a 50-state strategy in every state and every territory across the United States. That means raising a ton of money and bringing together millions of volunteers.
Ben Wikler is doing an extraordinary job.
You've done a ridiculous job.
Ben Wikler, he knows how to organize.
Wisconsin Democrats have outraised Republicans 4-1 this year.
Raise dollars, get out the message.
He's got a really strong record of winning.
And that fact from former Obama speechwriter turned podcast host Jon Favreau was one of the reasons so many Democrats are excited about Wikler. Whoever wins the DNC chair election in February of 2025 will be one of the most powerful leaders in the fight against the Republican Party of Donald Trump. Wikler, age 43, is not your typical National Party boss. He is not a member of the National Democratic establishment. Instead, Wikler is a lifelong progressive activist and organizer who believes that Democrats should do big things and build a movement that inspires people instead of asking them to just accept the status quo or just stand against Republicans. Wikler's background is unusual. The Wisconsin native, after college, became a producer for Al Franken's radio show on Air America. Wikler also wrote headlines for The Onion, guided campaigns for Avaz, a nonprofit organization he grew to over 10 million members. Wikler ran campaigns on climate change, poverty, and human rights. He then ran the Change.org, the groundbreaking petition organization. In 2014, Wikler served as Washington director for MoveOn.org and guided MoveOn as it produced grassroots protests and blocked Senate Republicans from repealing the Affordable Care Act. 5 years ago, Wikler was elected Democratic Party chair of Wisconsin. Former Vermont Governor Howard Dean calls Wikler one of the smartest people in the entire country. By most accounts, Wikler is also one of the best at political messaging. And again, Wikler is a progressive with a lengthy record of producing political victories. The DNC chair election is February 1st. Several Democrats have already joined the race, including former Maryland Governor Martin O'Malley and Minnesota Democratic Party Chair Ken Martin. And there are rumblings that Rahm Emanuel, the former Obama White House chief of staff and former Chicago mayor, is also considering a run. But Ben Wikler has quickly galvanized support on the left and the center. As the Hill newspaper reports, center-left think tank president backing Wikler as next DNC chair. Quote, Third Way, a center-left think tank, backed Wisconsin Democratic Party Chair Ben Wikler in the upcoming Democratic National Committee DNC leadership race. At Third Way, we represent the center-left of the party, the group's president Jonathan Cowan wrote in a Politico op-ed. But we agree with former Progressive Caucus co-chair Mark Pocan and others on the left that The person best equipped to lead the Democratic National Committee in this uncertain and high-stakes moment is Wisconsin Democratic Party Chair Ben Wikler. The group cites three considerations. First, geographic, then generational, and finally, ideology. Regarding geography, Wikler is a Midwesterner. He understands the messaging and policies that will work in America's Rust Belt and the agricultural heartland of America. And that matters because in 2024, Kamala Harris won just 6 states out of the 32 that do not touch either the East or West Coast. Democrats know how to win the coast. Their problem is with the places in between. Wikler has proven he understands how to reach those voters that Democrats need back. Second, Wikler is just 43 years old, as we said. He led Wisconsin Democrats into the future with a sophisticated use of new and social media, data, and analytics. He also brought an infectious youthful enthusiasm to the job and created legions of dedicated volunteers. Finally, regarding ideology, the Democratic Party is a big, tumultuous coalition which thrives on robust debate. Leading that debate, the party needs a chair with intellectual heft and clarity in messaging. That's Wikler. On his website for DNC chair, he boils down his message and pledge to this. He vows to take on Trump, Republican extremists, and move our country forward. Our values, the core belief that our economy should work for working people and that every person has inherent dignity and deserves freedom and respect, are American values. They're not MAGA values. The richest and most powerful people want to divide us and enrich themselves. We've got to make sure that we are reaching people with the message that we are on their side and fighting for them. For Democrats, this is a critical time to unite and fight back against Trump's plans. Wikler is clear and compelling, and a growing number of Democrats across the spectrum now believe that he is the right person to unite and modernize the party and expand the map so Democrats can win and govern again. The establishment Democratic Party has failed. Ben Wikler understands the shortcomings and has proven that progressive values, doing big things and inspiring voters, can give Democrats and the country a brighter future. Fingers crossed that Wikler's candidacy for DNC chair is successful. By the way, a new division has emerged between Donald Trump and his most fervent MAGA faithful in Congress.
I will stand in the brink and stand in the way of anyone on the radical left who thinks that it's okay for a penis to be in a women's locker room or a bathroom or a changing room. Hell no.
For Republican Nancy Mace and other MAGA lawmakers, transgender women are a threat and must be kept away from women's bathrooms.
I'm absolutely going to stand in the way of anyone who thinks it's okay for a man to be in our locker room, in our changing rooms, in our dressing rooms, in women's bathrooms. And in fact, if you agree with that, you're crazy, because that's not okay. It's not okay.
So by Mace's own definition, Donald Trump is crazy. Transgender woman Caitlyn Jenner recently visited Trump's Mar-a-Lago and posted photos on social media. That's Jenner next to Elon Musk, Trump's granddaughter, and the president-elect. When ex-user Brad Bowe asked, "I wonder if Caitlyn, Elon, and Donald all use the bathroom together," Jenner replied, "We do not," making it clear that at Trump's estate, transgender women are not forced to use the men's rooms. Check out that video at the link below. It generated a lot of comments on YouTube. One of the most popular is from Kiltu, who wrote of Nancy Mace, "So she would have disallowed Trump's going into the dressing room at his beauty pageant?" A good point. I look forward to reading your comments about Ben Wikler, a Wisconsin progressive who is gaining ground in his bid to lead the Democratic National Committee. That leadership post is a big deal. I'm David Shuster. Thanks for joining us.